So, Tommy, thank you and welcome to the podcast for Born or Made. Looking forward to our conversation today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. So I always like to ask everybody, first thing is, where are you from?
I was born in Westchester, Pennsylvania. Lived there for about a year. Moved down to Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Lived there for like 9 years. And then I moved to North Carolina. Lived there for 2 years. And now I'm back down in Palm Beach Gardens.
And so how long you been here? Now the second time?
Yeah. Wait, second time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been here for like 8 months.
Okay, so you're still
Actually,
kind of...
like 6.
Okay, school, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, all right. And you loved North Carolina?
It was all right. We lived in like the middle of nowhere. So my neighborhood was good. That like kept me like kind of liking it.
And you played golf while you were there?
Yeah, the golf courses really weren't that good. A lot of trees. So
If you stay in the fairway, those really don't bother you.
yeah, but the greens were just like not nice. Every golf course, except there was one that was like pretty good.
So North Carolina, a lot of baseball.
The baseball, see, my team was really good.
They got some players in North Carolina, boy.
Yeah, our team, we were like 13th in the state.
Really?
Yeah.
That's saying something in North Carolina.
Yeah, we were like, and we had 9 players the whole season, so we had to like work hard.
To get to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you come back down here now, so you playing a little golf down here now?
I'm trying to get back into it. I'm about to start middle school golf. I have a match on Wednesday.
Okay. Yeah, those are always fun. Yeah, matches are actually, I've only done a few myself, not that they were competitive like yours, but yeah, it's actually enjoyable. Mm-hmm. So tell me your first memory of like, so you're thinking you're going to, where you're born, right? So you're hanging out, suddenly you get a golf club and you're like, oh, I think I like golf. So what's your first memory of golf like out there?
So it was this commercial about Rory McIlroy that I loved. It's still my favorite commercial today. I wish I could see it one more time. So it would be him in like a song, and every time it came on, I'd be running to go get the driver. It was like a little driver. It was red, and every time he'd swing, I'd like imitate him, like at the perfect time too. And that like went viral because my like mom videoed it.
Were you singing, like humming or anything?
No.
Okay,
It was in like slow motion too.
I see. I don't remember that. So you're doing this. Was it a real golf club or was it a little plastic one?
Yeah,
or
it was a little like red driver. I was like, it's been all over the world. I still have it today.
We've got to get Rory to sign that. So
Yeah.
Rory, if you ever watch his podcast, Tommy needs his driver signed by you.
Yes, please.
Okay, we've got that officially now. Okay, so we're going to make that request. We'll see if Bridgetta can make that happen. Probably not going to, but sounds like exciting anyway for the podcast. So you're a year and a half, you said? 2. How old were you when you were like McIlroy song?
That was probably like 3.
Okay, so you got a good memory there.
Yeah.
All right, so now you're just like, So when's your first like official golf? Like you played a round of golf?
So my first really good memory was a big tournament. It was actually on my birthday too. It was
And how old were you?
7, maybe 6.
Okay.
I shot 36 the first day, and then this kid shot 32, so I was down by 4. I had to be aggressive, so first hole I took it over a tree and over water. My dad told me to hit 6-iron. I was 135 out, and I wanted to hit 7. I lined up. I was about to hit a 6-iron, but then I like shook my head and like got a 7, and my dad was like mad, so he like walked away, but he didn't say anything. So then I put it to 10 feet for eagle, and he was like really happy, but I missed the eagle putt and made birdie. So I was 4 under going into hole 8. I made a 33-foot putt for a birdie on a par 3. So the kid was like rushing, and
that was the 9th hole you made a 33. Where were you at on the
8th hole? 8th hole, I made a 33-foot putt. Is that PGA National?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So a real golf course. Yeah, like legit.
And so the kid's mom was like, in her Russian accent, she was like, "Your son, he has broken my child." Because the kid was like crying and he was like really mad.
You know you're going to remember that when you're like 60, Mike.
Oh,
you're going to
yeah.
still be able to say that.
Oh,
but your
yeah.
Russian accent probably you can get better.
Yeah.
You can get a little more dramatic.
Yeah, it was really nice to win that though.
Yeah.
I won by like 3 strokes. I shot 32 that day.
Yeah, man, you crushed him. He kind of went backwards and you went forward hard.
I think he shot like a 40-something.
Yeah. Wow. So who's your favorite golfer? You like Roy or?
My favorite is Justin Thomas. He's in Alabama. He likes Alabama too.
I guess you like. Okay.
I love him.
Yeah, that's easy though. They won a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I like Nick Saban.
Yeah, but he's not there anymore.
No, that's not good.
What about the guy coming behind him? Do we know who it is yet?
He's like the Washington coach.
Washington State?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. How would you like to follow those footsteps? Like, yeah.
I bet he has a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I think pressure. Yeah. You think you play on golf courses. Could you imagine? I mean, I can't imagine. So your first tournament, you win.
Yeah. Well, my first tournament, I was like 4. It was an actual like crazy story. So the day before, I was at a water park. I busted my chin open.
Stitches?
Came back the next day and won. And I was like 4.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was nice.
You got to have a good picture of that one, hopefully, like with some stitches.
Yeah.
With the trophy.
I remember, I felt like it was like an egg. I don't know why.
Because
like
it was.
An egg going.
It was probably bigger than, it's not as big as you think, but yeah, it's always very subconscious, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you kept playing for a while. I mean, you're still playing now, or?
I took some time off.
Okay.
When I moved to North Carolina, I barely played. Well,
okay. Not as much.
Yeah, not as much.
Yeah.
Because I was into baseball. I had baseball like almost every day of the week. Well, mostly.
So when did you kick into baseball? What did you do there?
I started T-ball when I was like 6 years old. I love T-ball. I was good at it. Then I moved to machine pitch.
The ball's not moving, by the way, Tommy.
It was like, I think it helped me with golf too.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Same principle, right? The ball stayed there.
Yeah. Basically a big golf ball on a big tee.
Okay. Never thought of it that way, but now it makes sense.
Yeah. And then machine pitch. And I realized I was actually good at machine pitch. So I went to travel ball and I was good. Moved to I was like on a really good team in North Carolina. 13th in the state. Ever since I moved to Florida, the baseball level here is just way harder than North Carolina.
Better? Like your competition is better?
The competition's way better.
Yeah.
A lot of good players in Florida.
Yeah,
North Carolina, there still was.
Yeah, you have athletes here. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
Texas, anything in the South, because it's basically you can play 365 days a year, therefore, and you have a larger pool of people.
Yeah. And better fields too. The North Carolina fields were not as nice.
So they have AstroTurf down here, or is it all grass?
Grass. Well,
Yeah.
there's like a place in Orlando. It's all turf.
Yeah, when my son was playing, we played on an AstroTurf field, up in, I think it was down in South Carolina. And
Was it Shipyard?
no, I don't know. It was a long time ago, but I remember none of the kids really liked AstroTurf. It was hot.
Oh,
so when it's
yeah.
100 degrees outside,
Especially here.
it'll burn you,
Yeah,
right? So
I hate
therefore,
playing on turf here.
yeah. Yeah, I could see why. I mean, I can remember the kids, getting burns on their hands, especially if you slid.
Oh, yeah. I have that
yeah,
problem.
yeah.
I have to wear a sleeve or it gets I have a huge cut. 'Cause
Really?
I like sliding head first.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only way I love sliding head first. For
If you cut your hair, you would actually get faster in sliding.
No,
floor.
I'm actually really fast. I'm
okay.
probably the fastest on my
So
team.
think about if you didn't have all that hair.
I'd be way faster.
There you go. So let's talk about that afterwards. We got a coupon for the place next door.
What is it?
It's a haircut place.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we could try that. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're playing baseball. So now you're, fast forward 9 years. Now we're 13 years in. You're playing baseball. So is that kind of where you're going right now?
I think I'm going to try and go all the way with baseball, although I am right now getting back into golf. Trying to I'm starting middle school golf. So I think that'll get me more back into it. I feel like I could have made it all the way with golf if baseball didn't.
Well, you're young, right?
Yeah.
And you get that competitiveness against, so maybe you go out and win a tournament and all of a sudden you're like, well, maybe I am going to stick with this. Because wins help,
Yeah.
right? We're all going to lose more than we win, but the wins do could change your direction. So
Sometimes I regret playing baseball because I'm known for golf and I feel like that's what's going to get me further in life is golf. So I feel like baseball, I was better at golf when I was younger than baseball. But right now I think I'm better at baseball than golf.
But you're spending more time with it.
Yeah.
Right. So
yeah.
obviously that's where you spend your energy. That's where you're going to be better at. Yeah. Well, the nice thing about golf is you can play it till you're 80.
Yeah.
Baseball, you're most likely not going to play that late.
40,
Yeah,
38.
40, you're old, right?
Yeah.
Then you start playing the fat guys drinking beer all weekend, playing softball, and think you're still a great baseball player. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Golf is, everybody can play golf really.
Yeah. And baseball is America's sport still. I mean, though golf is great. So,
I hear a lot of people say golf is boring to watch. Same thing with baseball.
But if you learn the game,
Yeah.
like, I mean, baseball can be very boring, but
Yeah.
that's still my favorite sport. Like if I'm going to go watch something live, I want to go watch baseball.
Yeah, same.
You know, because it's just exciting. The crack of the bat, the crowd gets crazy. Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, golf does bring the crowd in, but it's just, I don't know. There's something about baseball that just is incredible. It's a team sport.
Yeah.
You know,
I love team sports.
Yeah, team sports, right? So that's the thing, right? So is that your favorite because of the team, you think? Because golf is kind of a lonely man's game.
I think that's why I got into baseball, because like I missed playing. Well, golf was like it was a solo really, unless you played on like a team or like a club team. So baseball, it's you get to like play with your friends and stuff, and I like playing with my friends.
Yeah. And there's something about watching a guy, even if you may be on the bench in the dugout waiting, your guys are batting and you're not up yet, and you see one of your friends hit a great hit.
Yeah.
Or you're on the field and you see you or one of your friends make a great play.
Yeah.
It gives
people to celebrate with you.
Yeah, you have a celebration and you get as excited about that, especially good players. You get as excited about someone else being successful as you do when you do. Mm-hmm. And so it's like when you go fishing, right? Yeah. It's just as much fun, like especially for like your dad. He's going to have more fun watching you catch a big fish than he catches a big fish. Because
most of the time I catch the bigger fish.
Do you really? Yeah, shocking, yeah. Hopefully we'll get him in here in a little bit and we'll find out if that's actually true or not.
He fishes. He fishes his whole life, but most of the time, if we're bass fishing, I catch bigger fish.
Okay. All right. We're going to confirm that here in a little bit. So who's your favorite golfer?
Justin Thomas.
Okay. Texas boy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like him.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's pretty good. He's been struggling though of late. Yeah. He's been having a hard time. He's, I think he's, God, is he even in the top 25?
No, I don't even
70s?
think he's in top 70.
Yeah. I think he's like 78 or something. Yeah, don't quote me on my golf.
A lot of people like Jordan Spieth, he was good for a long time. And then for like 2 years, he was like nowhere. And all of a sudden, like past year, he's been like good and been finishing in like top 20s a lot.
Yeah, no.
So I feel like that's what's going to happen with Justin. I think now he's going to start getting better and like getting in the top 20.
So what do you think about Scotty? I mean, he's on a tear.
Holy, Scotty's like insane.
You know, he's only 27.
I thought he was like 30 something.
No, he's 27 years old.
His swing is dangerous.
Yeah. How do you like those feet?
I've tried that, and every time it's thin, or else I get full and I like fall on the ground.
Yeah, it makes no sense if you watch it. Yeah.
I watch it as like something with like his force. It forces him to like move his foot.
Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, and how he stands is just.
I don't know how he controls the ball. That's crazy.
You know, some of these guys you watch, I mean, it is, you know, perplexing to me is, you know, everybody became very mechanical, right? Tiger was the guy, right? So everybody started emulating his swing. It was the perfect Bob Jones swing. And then if you go back and look at like Lee Trevino and, you know, some of these other guys, I mean, Arnold Palmer, Jack Nicklaus. I mean, you look at some of the swings on these guys. 𝗕cie Rodriguez, go back and watch him. You wouldn't even remember him. Some of the greatest entertainers. They had the craziest swings you ever seen in your life, but they could hit the ball, and they were hitting these little, you know, they were hitting these little pieces of wood that were like this big, right? Now they're hitting, you know, you guys are hitting these things that are the size of your head.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like, oh, they hit it so far. I'm like, well, it's a bigger club and has a sweet spot, you know, that's, you know, 2 inches.
Not a wooden club.
Yeah, not a wooden persimmon or whatever they were, maple. Can you imagine?
Yeah. Charles Barkley has the best swing.
Did you ever watch that where he had the hitch?
He gets so mad. It's so funny. And like,
did you watch that show he was on? The one where he was, he had a golf show where they were trying. There's the famous golf swing guy, right? And he used to have this hit. So he would get in there, he would go like, and he would do this thing, and then he would swing at the ball, and it was bad. Like, he made me look like a good golfer. I mean, it was so bad. You have to go watch
I feel like
it is hilarious.
Yeah, there's this guy in my local range. He's kind of like famous, so he's been on Barstool. He has like a sling like a hockey. Like
so he's at your club?
Yeah, he grips it like a hockey stick, and it's really funny.
Is he as big as he looks huge?
Yeah, it might be the same guy. I don't know.
Well, now you've said it on live.
Is a guy like you're talking about like older?
Yeah, Charles Barkley. No, I'm talking about Charles Barkley.
Oh, I thought you were talking about somebody else.
No.
Oh, Charles Barkley. Oh, his swing is amazing.
So you need to go watch that podcast. I mean, not it's a series. It's absolutely comical.
I heard about it.
Yeah, you need to watch that. So let's talk about baseball. So I watched a bunch of your stuff on Instagram, and it was really cool. So I was intrigued. I really only watched one that I got stuck on because I was trying to figure out why you could hit the ball so far. I was watching your hips, trying to figure out how your energy was transferring and stuff like that. So baseball's kind of your thing right now. You really like it. Are you on a team here?
Yeah, I'm on it's a really good team.
Okay. All right. What position do you play?
First base, center field, and pitcher.
Okay. So what's your favorite position?
First base.
Okay.
It's really that's where most of the action is.
Okay. So you've got to lean out left-handed.
Yeah.
With your glove. So you got to take the glove off.
Yeah, it's like a really fast motion.
So are you naturally right-handed?
Yeah, I was born right-handed.
So you're right-eye dominant?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's a lot to learn. Of course, you learn at a young age.
I watched Jim Abbott when he played baseball. Yeah, so I do the same thing he does. He catches it, puts the glove under his arm, takes it out and throw it. I have like a faster like transition than like a lot of people. It's really fast.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know how.
Well, yeah, you make it happen, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's your world, and that's all that matters.
And I've
right?
been doing that my whole life.
Yeah, so for you, it's like if people are like, what? And you're like, well, what are my choices? Yeah, this is what I've done my entire life. Yeah, so for you, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, some people tell me to like throw the ball up with the glove and catch it, which is I'm not doing that.
Yeah, do what works for you, right? Yeah, so you really like first base the best.
Yeah.
So pitching though, so think about, I'm trying to think about that. So you're right hand dominant. So everything you're doing is transitioning right to left.
Yeah.
You go pitch, you got to go left to right.
Yeah.
So that's a complete opposite movement of what you do in golf and in baseball.
Yeah. It's so hard. You have to use your lower body. That's where most of it is. And I use my lower body good in like golf and baseball. So that's why I throw really hard. I'm like a hard throwing lefty.
Really?
I throw like 75.
Really? And you're 90-foot baseline, so you're full size. Yeah, that's so if you were throwing from what is it in the little guys, the 12-year-old?
It's like 50 something. I throw 83 from those mounts.
Yeah, so it's 56. Yeah, 56. That's what I think. That's right.
I top at 83.
Yeah. Yeah, so think about that. Yeah, you throw that ball that fast from that short.
Yeah, you can't see it.
No, that's lightning.
Yeah, in middle school, I had 2 hits off of me like the whole year.
Really?
Yeah, I had a no-hitter the first 3 games. I threw a no-hitter every game for the first 3.
Really? Yeah. So how do you keep your confidence in check? Like you think because that's a big deal, especially when you're young. You're getting a lot of success, right? And that's easy to suddenly get overconfident, get cocky, arrogant. That's a lot of these guys that I talk to are obviously 4 times older than you, and some of their biggest faults that if you listen to these guys, they get overconfident. But you got to have confidence, right? But you
confidence is key.
That's right. You got to have confidence. There's a difference between confidence and arrogance, right? And so how do you try to balance that, especially with a lot of success and you've been on TV and you've had a lot of cameras in front of you. How do you do that?
So I'm like used to having cameras like following me around. I mean, you have to tell yourself that you are like the best one out there. That's how you get your confidence.
Right. I agree with that.
You tell yourself like that's what I do. I say you're the best one out here. Now go do what you do best. You are the Tommy Morrissey, and that's how I get all my confidence. I don't know what it is. It just works. With the cameras though, I mean, I'm used to it. I just pretend they're not there. Same thing with like if people are like chanting or like for the other team and I'm on the mound, I zone them out. Like I can't even listen to people talking.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. I know when I've done a lot of athletic stuff, I mean, you don't hear it.
Yeah, like a lot of people, like my teammates are like saying, do you hear these people and what they're saying? I say like, no, I literally don't know what they're saying. Sometimes they're saying like bad stuff or like their chants, but like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, who cares? Yeah, they're sitting in the stands, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're out there. That's always what a friend of mine told me. He's like, yeah, they're sitting in the stands. They can talk all the trash they want, but they're not out there, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think it's that'll be interesting to watch you train, over life, especially learning as you can, continue to get better. Is that you don't let that, like I said, you've got to be confident. I guess the key would be right. You can tell yourself that you just can't tell anybody else that, right? You can tell you're Tommy, right? You're the best, but you can't go out and go, hey, I'm the best.
You can't show your emotions.
That's right. Oh yeah, You watch a lot of guys, even in golf, right? Like you watch these guys, like Scheffler never looks frustrated.
Oh yeah, at the Masters going into 18, he was
up by 4.
You couldn't tell if he was winning or losing. He was showing nothing. He wasn't like excited or anything. He wasn't like it was crazy. I don't know how. he does it.
Yeah, he's going to be a good one for young people like yourself to follow. I thought it was interesting the other day when they asked him the Saturday night he's winning, right? He's going into the night. And they said, if your wife has a baby, she's pregnant, right? She's going to have a baby any day. Would you leave? And he's like, yeah, I would leave. And I thought that was very humbling to say. He's like, I've won the Masters. I will get to come back here the rest of my life. I only get to see my kid born once.
Yeah.
Go back and watch that. Those are things like that for you, to learn and listen to these guys and someone like him. Everybody's comparing him to Tiger, right?
Yeah. He's going to be the next Tiger.
He stays healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, so many of these guys, they thought Jordan, right?
Yeah.
I thought actually Rory would have, been farther. And he's like one of my favorite golfers now because I think he's become such an ambassador with all this stuff. A
lot of people say Scotty's going to get injured because his swing is just so dangerous. I mean, the amount of force he puts into it, he's going to hurt his back like Tiger probably. That's
the problem with all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys, like, what was the one kid out of Texas that, what was his name? Real skinny kid. Anyway, he's already had knee surgery and he's like 22, because he torques his body so bad because these guys, and he's one of those little skinny guy like you, but he knocks the ball like 330. He just he generates so much club head speed. Yeah.
I mean, people got to be careful with that. It doesn't matter how far you hit it. You just got to put it in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah, I mean, you see a couple of these guys that are really good, right? And that's what they do. They keep in the fairway, and they do ultimately win occasionally. But it doesn't sell TV spots. Everybody likes to see everybody.
Yeah. Do
you remember a guy named John Daly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a bad story with him. So I had something called the one-arm challenge where it was on hole, or it's on it's on randomals, but it's in a pro ramp or the practice round, and everybody came up to do it, and John Daly, he was walking away from it. So everybody was doing it, and he came up and he said, "No, I have a tournament to win." So he walked away, told my mom that, he said, "I have a tournament to win." So the golf, the PGA Tour went to go grab him. He came back, put down a ball, hit it, and walked away. So it was we had bad stuff with him. Really? Everybody else was just really nice and came up and hit.
Yeah, and generally he's a pretty nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, these guys are intense, man. I mean, there's several guys that I've watched, and I mean, when they're out there playing, they're not there to talk. I mean, I went to been to a lot of PGA tournaments, and you watch these guys, they're not, like you were saying, talking about the crowds, stuff like that. I mean, to think that you could hit a golf ball with 100,000 people standing in the fairway.
Yeah.
And they don't even, yeah.
Yeah, I had something to do with Under Armour in front of 5,000 people. I was only 6 though, so I didn't really know what was happening. Really.
Were you nervous?
Not really. Well, yeah, before. I was my legs were shaking and all of that stuff. I was scared backstage, but when I got on stage, I was fine. I was hitting with Jordan Spieth, and Jordan Spieth almost killed somebody. It the golf ball ricocheted off a glass thing, and it came back into the crowd. That was fun and funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was there was a lot of famous people there. Tom Brady. I met Tom Brady. We were on stage with him doing something. Kid Rock. Oh, Kid Rock was...
He's a good guy. He's got some great interviews. He's got the White House, I think it's in Oklahoma or something. Yeah, he built I think it's in Oklahoma. It's crazy.
And then Lindsey Vonn was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really, those are the people I remember. But those, Roger Clemens, Cal Ripken. Cal Ripken, the day after, took us to an Orioles game and sat right behind home plate.
And one of the nicest people you'd ever meet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they say. Yeah, you can tell he's a genuine guy. Mm-hmm. There's something about those kind of people. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big fan. Of course, he's up in our area, being obviously in Baltimore. I'm in south of D.C. But yeah, I love guys like that. That's why I think Scotty has a great appeal to people, is because he's such a nice guy.
Yeah, and he's humble.
Yeah, he's very humble. Yeah. Yeah, maintain. That's good stuff to remember, right, as you go through this process. So right now your gut is baseball?
Yeah.
Right now? Yeah. Not so much golf?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I want to get back into it, though.
Yeah. And are you really going to start just trying to learn how to do, really concentrate on first base?
Yeah, first base is where I'm in 10U was the World Series. I was the number one first baseman out of 210. No, way more than that. I think it was 80 teams, and I was like the number 1 first baseman out of every team. So I got the Gold Glove for the World Series. That was really nice.
Did you?
Yeah.
So you actually went to the Little League?
No, it was like the 10U one, but there was like the farthest team was like Hawaii.
Okay,
It was like
that's
the miniature
legit.
World
Yeah,
Series.
it's not like they were down in Palm Beach.
Our team hosted it though. It was in Palm Beach.
Yeah, but I'm saying the teams weren't from like Palm Beach.
It was
they
it was
were
actually
everywhere.
good teams.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we were automatically in it. We wouldn't have made it, but somehow we actually like dominated it. I think we came in 5th.
So in your league, so you've got, I remember vaguely now, so you got a 13U. Does it go to 14 or is it like there's a 13 to 15?
It goes to, there's 14U and there's 15U and then it goes to like
but it's individual 14, 15. There's not and then once you get above 15, is it 16,
It's like
17, 18s at that point?
It's like called, I forget what it's called. It's called like a high school something. I don't know. But that's when it gets legit.
Yeah, no, and the pool gets smaller. The guys are all good. Everybody can hit the ball far.
Like a couple weeks ago, 13U is getting like crazy. There's
they're
people
good.
going 87. We faced somebody throwing 84 the other day.
At 13?
I don't
So
get
the guy's got to be like 6 foot tall.
He's like a number 1 kid in the nation too. But there's like 50 plus kids throwing above 80, which is insane at 13U.
Like you didn't have anybody in the country doing that when I was your age.
No,
like that didn't even. You were like, what? Of course, we didn't have the ability to track how fast they were throwing either.
The average at 13U is 60, so like 84 is insane.
Do that as a percentage.
Yeah, I couldn't even see the ball, but somehow I got a hit.
Did you?
Yeah.
So speaking of hitting, are you a good hitter? I watched that one, so your transition's good.
So last year or like last season, I led my team in like every single like batting like category. I batted 580, 41 stolen bases, which was the closest kid at 13. I stole like every base because I'm so fast. On base percentage was like 7 something. I had 20 something walks. I had more doubles than I had singles. I was like the king of doubles. That's what I was known for. That's what everybody calls me now. I don't know why. But right now I'm in like a slump. Being in the slump is the worst thing possible. It's just like trying to get out of a slump.
So that's one of my things. We talked to a lot of guys about the mental side, right? So what are you doing to try to get around that? You got to go out and pound balls. Obviously, but there's a mental side of this thing that you're going to learn. Is you've been very fortunate. You got a lot of mental stress early, right? So that's more normal for you, right? Where a lot of people coming in may suddenly get this at your age. They're 5 years behind you. So you have an advantage there. So how do you think you get out of a slump?
I hit the ball. I have a 98 contact percentage. I have the highest on the team. But
you're making contact.
Yeah. At least I'm not striking out every time. I've struck out like 2 times this year, 3. But I just got to keep telling myself that you'll get out of it and you'll be fine. You're still gonna do good in life.
So are you dinking the ball in the infield, or are you just popping it up in the outfield, or is it just absolute?
Everything.
Yeah.
Most
so
of the time,
there's not one thing you could lock in on and say.
Most of the time, it's hard ground balls to shortstop, or it's like a absolute line drive to the left fielder.
Yeah, and he's like,
they don't move.
Yeah. That's kind of. Yeah, it makes it hard, but you just got to get out there and keep going. Yeah. So if you're sitting here and you got some young guys watching this right now, what would you tell them? What advice would you give them to try to get out of that slump?
Keep believing in yourself, keep working hard, and you'll get out of it. Mike Trout gets in a slump. Aaron Judge gets in a slump. Every MLB player goes through a slump, and you'll get out of it. Everybody does.
Good. I like that. Yeah. And you just got to keep pushing, right?
Mm-hmm. Keep working hard.
Yeah. So pitching, you're really just kind of doing because you can, and when you do, and are you the guy they kind of go, we're out of everybody, we'll throw Tommy because we know he can get it over the plate and he's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm like I might be the ace on the team, probably. I don't know. I have a nasty curveball. I'm working on a knuckle curve. It's disgusting.
So I've seen videos of that. Like I watched this one the other day. I was probably watching one of yours. You start going and it'll start showing you baseball again on Instagram. Mm-hmm. And they showed this guy and he literally ducked and the ball goes over the plate.
Yeah.
You saw that? They make it like a little screen. Yeah. And you're like, are you kidding me?
I mean, you can't even do anything about that. Like, I even do that. If there's some people have like nasty curveballs, I like get out of the way, but then it's right down the middle. So I like try to swing and I look silly.
Yeah.
I'm scared somebody's going to post it and on like.
Well, this guy, I had K-bought it. It was, I had to keep going back. So I'm like, I didn't see that right. And then I'd go back again and I'd be like, I think I probably watched it like 10 times before I could finally watch that the ball literally had no spin.
Yeah. Oh, a knuckleball.
Yeah. It was a knuckleball, curve ball. And it just, and maybe the wind caught it. And it was literally like going at the guy's head and it just goes.
Knuckleballs like go in like a zigzag.
Yeah. This was crazy. And then maybe he got lucky, right?
Yeah.
But it was, there was zero spin. And to think that a guy can throw a ball 60, 70, 80 miles an hour, sometimes maybe higher, not many, with no spin.
That's insane. Like, I tried a knuckleball. I've struck 3 kids out on a knuckleball, but I've also like almost throw it over the fence 2 times. So,
or bounce it.
Yeah. All of my strikeouts were on like bounces because it drops and it like moves, so you can't really do anything about it.
That's crazy.
Knuckleball. It can hurt your arm though, because like that like gripping it with your knuckle. I heard that from like a major league pitcher. I don't know. It doesn't sound like it, but it does. It's like the grip force you have to put on it.
Yeah, I guess, because you've got to stop that energy from the end of your fingertip.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to keep throwing a knuckleball because I already had arm problems. I had little league elbow. That was the worst thing ever. Couldn't really pitch. I couldn't pitch for like 6 weeks probably. I don't want to have to go do that.
Yeah, don't destroy your career trying to pitch when you really want to be a first baseman, right?
Because I threw too much curveballs.
Yeah.
Or probably fastballs.
Yeah, they probably count your pitches?
Yeah.
Now they do.
Right now I'm on like a pitch count every game for like 75, 65. I think it's 65.
Yeah, it seems like at your age you just want to start playing baseball and not worry about pitching. I mean, you really want to be a first baseman. I mean, left-handed first baseman are like the favorite.
I mean,
right?
If you throw hard at a young age, you're gonna hurt yourself when you get older. Like that kid we were facing, he's gonna hurt himself. Every like pitcher that throws hard, they get hurt. It's because they throw too hard, and their arm motion where they work out just way too much, and like you don't want to overdo it.
Yeah, we have access to, I mean, when I was a kid, you played one season, and then you had other sports. You know, you guys now are playing baseball all year round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like playing in the summer though. I don't know why.
Because it's too hot.
That and like I can't really travel around. Like I can't.
And you need a haircut.
Yeah.
You would be a lot cooler if you did that. You could put like a cool towel on it. It'd actually feel a lot better.
I love cold towels in the summer.
Yeah. Well, if you had all that hair
on the golf course.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Around your neck and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, so my final question for you today is, as we wrap up here, is, this is the Born or Made podcast. So my question to you, even though you're very young, do you think you were born or do you think you were made? There is no wrong answer.
I think I was born to play golf and made to play baseball.
Oh, so a little spin here. Okay, okay.
But I definitely think I was born, probably. Because, I mean, at a very young age, I could catch a ball when I was like, no one could believe it. We went to the doctor's office, and the doctor was like, no way. I caught a ball when I was 6 months old, which is really insane.
Doesn't happen.
So I think I was born.
Really?
I don't know.
Do you want to keep making yourself, though? But you want to, so you were born to play golf, but you're made, no. So you were born to play golf, but you're made to play baseball.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you going to keep making yourself play baseball to be great?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
I want to work
I think
hard.
that's a
I want
good
to make
answer.
it all the way.
Yeah. Well, that would be a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if you can go back in 20 years from now and watch this podcast and go, see, I told y'all I was going to do it.
I want to be the next Jim Abbott.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be amazing.
Yeah. He didn't do too bad in baseball, did he?
No, he only threw like a perfect game, USA team.
Yeah. I wonder how many times was told in his life he could never do it.
Oh, 100. Like more than 100 probably.
So I've been
told that a lot.
Yeah, think about the inspiration you have for other people that have, potential handicaps or shortcomings or whatever. And, even if it's, you've got, your arm or whatever, but the guy that's too short, I mean, think about how many people.
Altuve, he's short. He was told he could never get into the major leagues.
That's right. And then all of a sudden you find these guys. So you can inspire all these people to say, yeah, you don't have to listen to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just do what you want to do and chase your dream.
Chase your dream. And it's so much of this is mental, and you've got a great mental toughness already, and what an asset, especially at 13 years old. When's your birthday?
December 21st.
And you're going to be 14.
Yeah.
You pretty excited about it?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. You excited about
I want
getting
to keep living the young life, though.
So what does that mean exactly?
I don't know.
Because we can edit this out. Yeah,
I feel like at a teenager or like a higher age, you get like forced to do like bad stuff, and at when you're like little, you can do whatever you want. And I love being able to do that.
Well, the great thing is if you stay within the rails, you can do whatever you want anyway. I mean, you have an incredible opportunity, especially as a young person now, to be able to go out and do all these things. And I think the cool thing for you, and you're doing it already, is that, to inspire other people and see that, hey, anybody can do this stuff. Not anybody, but if you have the heart, the drive, the perseverance, the will, to be able to go out there and be made into this, you can do it. You have the same characteristics of every person I interview, and it's their uncanny ability to work, believe in themselves, right? Believe in themselves, and then they have the mental stamina, because so much of this is you're going to learn and continue to learn is mental. I mean, everybody wants to quit. I saw a stat the other day, and I think this is a right quote, that you ever heard of a guy named David Goggins?
I don't think so.
So he's crazy. Find him and watch. He will inspire you. That when your mind tells you no, you've only reached 40% of your physical capacity.
You got to believe you can do it.
Can you think about that? Think about what you're capable of doing.
Yeah. I mean, same thing with like everything. If you tell yourself you can't do it, you can't do it. Like in golf, tell yourself if you tell yourself do not hit in the water, you're going to hit in the water. You have to tell yourself that you can do it, and you will do it.
You got to believe you can make the 33-footer.
Yeah.
And you do. That's what's crazy.
Yeah. I still don't know how I made that putt.
You do. That's what it does. And there's what's better than that? I mean, have you ever had a hole in one?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was.
You say, yeah. How many?
I think only like one, probably.
You got to make two.
Yeah. I hit the pin a couple of times.
I've only had one. I think I was 40. I might have been about 43. I had a hole in one on a par 3. It's really a great picture because I hit a 9-iron. I think it was 168 yards. But when you have the picture of the actual hole that I have,
oh yeah,
it looks like it's elevated, but you can't tell. So it looks like I just crushed a 9-iron. It was way up. Like you would be hitting a gap wedge or something, even at your age, but it made it look. And I was like, it's no big deal. So, all right. Well, I think we're ending this thing now. We're good. I think we want to get your dad in here. All right.